5 seconds remaining.
I speak for the
Choose
trees.
your hero.
Давай, давай. Давай, давай. Давай, давай. Давай, давай.
Unbelievable. Avo, thank you so much. Trent, we're here. We're getting ready to go into this game number 1. We had a
Prepare for battle.
today with some maximum craziness. And now we got to look at Spirit versus Navi. This is one that I'm really excited for. I think Navi's turned over a new leaf. I
think you're completely wrong.
A lot of great matches.
And I'm sure you know you're completely wrong.
I don't care. I just think
It's for us, the wonderful casters, and you, the wonderful viewers. And this game, no exception. Looks very interesting. We got some pretty fast-paced heroes here from the side of Navi. I would say a little bit too fast for what Spirit is showing us. I have some concerns about their game plan here.
Too fast, too furious. I'm too fast for y'all, as Ludacris said best in the title track for Too Fast.
Blue Furious as well. Yeah,
that's really good.
But he has a book of Proverbs, I heard.
30
oh, does he really?
to battle.
Yeah, that's awesome. I got to check that out, man. Well, one of my proverbs is that I'm on the lizard hype train of Vetmance being a good hero, and like people just hate not believing in it. I actually have a higher win rate for the past little while with Veno than I do with Darkseer. This hero seems so freaking fun, and even though it's up against the Abba, like he can still just blink away at people, and it's super annoying in the laning stage, particularly against the freaking faceless.
The battle begins.
Yes, we've already bared some pretty terrible witness to this. One of the worst Void games I've ever seen, unfortunately, earlier this season. So, hoping that doesn't happen to Yaro here, because the hero just struggles to recover if you get pushed out of lane. What are you going to do? You're going to jungle a Void right away? It's not a great time. You know, those jungle, they got a lot stronger, and Void didn't. So,
right.
He has a hard go.
Yeah, it's not great. So that's going to be one thing to watch for a lot in the laning stage. Mid, anticipating a bit of a farm fest. It's Zeus versus Coddle, so spam, then hit some spell camps eventually. So if we get a kill here, that play is game reported, whoever gets but that's nice, pretty nice there for Tokyo. And then up the other lane where there's potentially could be some action. Clockwork already finding the Rubik Miracle out there in the trees, and is gonna take a nice chunk of damage there. But do not want to say in the trees trying to get a body block, but Slow doing a good job so far.
I'm someone who tends to get more excited about the universal changes to your patch than the individual hero changes. I don't typically jump right to my hero like you do to Darkseer to see what happens the second the patch drops.
Right.
I'm more interested in how the systems are changing, where the meta's going to go. But when I saw this Clockwork change, it really did make me just happier about a hero than Prologue. Because, Clockwork, when I started playing Dota 2012, 2013 era, he was like a big offlaner, right? And he was like this big tough guy. And, Bulb was hitting hooks. He wasn't picking Storm Spirit. He was the Storm Spirit, just on Clockwork. And he's zipping and catching people, and it was really cool and hype. Ever since Clockwork has been relegated to more of this supporting role, and now I feel like we've had the mid Clockwork. We're starting to see a little more Clockwork. But even still, the support Clockwork, everything just feels kind of good since this battery assault change. You can take out entire group waves yourself. later levels, which is really cool because as a support, sometimes you can do like all your slow too.
Right.
Which can be a little bit interesting. Solo already flexing hard here. Reaching the shortest teleport in the world.
That was
for the kill.
This is creeps there either. He might miss a couple now. Yeah, they do draw first blood. I don't know what Mira was. I guess just ensuring that Collapse has an okay like start to his laning stage. But regardless, not necessarily what you want to do, giving up that first blood.
I think that was the like, nah, I can do this. I have boots, you know. I have 5 more movement speed. I'll juke him in the tree line. What are the chances? And then he did.
In the meantime, here is going to get the Gale purged off of him. So one of the better ways to deal with that early pressure. The level 3 from Laze is going to be very interesting because you can't just a Fox Shield every time Poison comes up. That damage additions is really definitely going to time of it than you would normally have on this base of Void Lane. He probably is going to be able to find a life for himself down here.
Yeah, the hero that I try to explain value levels to for people because he's a hero that often will go 2-2-2 in his build. Well, very unnatural for Dota players at first because you're just like, oh, but this is something I want to be maxing. The level 1 to level 2 on all of his abilities is just so ridiculous. Particularly Poison Sting. Poison Sting, as you just said, you get double the damage over time. He's crazy. Getting out. And even Gale, 30 damage per tick as well. So every single level in lane just matters so much for this hero.
We can see though that basically as soon as that oh, that's actually going through the aphotic shield. Did you see that?
I did not.
What have we
Radiant
here?
are
I think it
scared.
was at least crazy, but it looked like it was going through the poison sting, or going through the shield. Regardless, he's taking a good chunk of damage. This is a scheme. They know that Mira's over here trying to block these stacks, and will be able to at least take out that. This is going to come at the cost of their life most likely. Solo is gonna run him down. Maybe not actually a full kill, but at least good damage onto the. Nope, he just walked away. All right, never mind.
He's a busy guy, this Rubik. But like you kind of put before, he is it is Master versus the Native, which is great. And, I'll eventually pay for his life in this lane. But like Native is doing up top, the post is trying to make sure Yadro can at least do something down here.
Yeah, it's helping out. Like 17 last hits, it's not great for a Void in general, but with the meta, you're gonna be happier with this definitely. And across all of the lanes, still going very good for all of Fire. Just having a good start to this one.
Dude, is it over though? Like, if Sweet could just block the camp right now, maybe he's good. He's not getting over there in time. But go for the kill instead.
Bro, Gale punched, chased down, gotta run away, and they will take it off. So watch the damage that comes in here in a second. I think that it goes through the shield. Maybe I'm crazy, but that would be weird.
Алло, дайте покачаться. Алло, дайте
I guess it's gonna
покачаться.
take it all off.
Yeah, that was a really interesting choice that they had because your option was to either fight
Да я
for
просто
ensuring
на
that they
чиле
get the
играю.
D ward on the camp, or to try and go for that kill. So go for the kill because I knew the Abba was good for the D ward at the moment. But that does then get this wave somewhere back in the tank. Yadro might actually be able to start hitting some creeps again. Because it was looking like he might not get the last hit again this level. Like, we're at that stage, you know what I mean? Lice hits level 4, point. He could even potentially go for the Plague Ward just because of the dispel.
Right. Yeah, it wouldn't be bad. You can apply multiple instances of it. Super annoying to play against. Yeah, he does get level 4. We'll see what he decides to go for. He's going to go for the wards. So trying to make the least value that can out of shield.
Makes a lot of sense.
Easy. On over. Trying to pressure Maposhka and force him back a little bit more, while Tiny makes the rotation towards mid and has smoke ready to go. This could be a pretty nice play if they can combo this together. Toronto, he's going to head up to the top side. This is going to be a direct
Dire's middle tower is under
Oh my
attack.
god. Oh. So, you done. Oh, that was unfortunate. Weird. He accidentally awkward.
Jackpot!
Alright, bit rough there. I mean, typically you think Zeus is a hero that's free to gank mid, but with the help of his friend jump easier. Whoa, that was a big problem.
Yeah, he's in trouble there, and taking a lot of DOT. Get out of there. Couple more punches, dead. Brought in everybody. The whole 50 feet. Now Solo way to go back behind the tower. Mapochka's got to run away. Oh, the jukes. The jukes. He doesn't know. He doesn't know where he's at. Oh my God! Oh, he's got to run now. He's in trouble. And they'll eventually take him down too. Numbers with the catapult.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Try and find the jungle. They won't
Last time you and I were casting this,
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
That's exactly what happened in our game earlier this season.
Radiant structures are
You
fortified.
went with like 20 CS.
No one gets hit. There's a lot of stick charges. A fairy fire. Chrono Tokyo tries to get out.
Radiant's
Avalanche.
bottom
They
tower
try and get in the tree. They will try and run down. And quite have the toss. Don't quite get the angle. A couple more punches. Still the fade. Right click on and with the blinding light back. They actually take
Dire's
down the
middle
Zeus. So they
tower
tried
is
to
under
invade to
attack.
steal the stacks and get a kill. Neither happened, and instead Zeus died.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I think that's what we call
Dire's
not
top tower
ideal.
is
And
under
now, although Void's getting a little bit of farm mid, he's actually harassed here. In the bottom lane, Mapochka just is standing here and watching as Benno takes his tower, hoping to get denied. He's in there. He lurked for so long.
Radiant's bottom tower has been destroyed.
Tip him. He's a good-mannered guy. Mapochka never tips enemies.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Although we should.
Try and punish this guy here, but well, too.
My thanks. Well, a 3K gold lead to start. Not bad
Radiant's
at all.
middle tower is under
Strong
attack.
scouts them up here. They reveal the. Well, they're towards up on that high ground, but it's actually a little ways back. Oh, yeah. He died to Solo. They brought in everybody.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
What happened? Oh no!
Good stuff.
Damn, it really just kind of pops off, huh?
Apparently.
You know, actually,
Radiant's middle tower is under
healing
attack.
the ward because you have a beast master too, so it's kind of okay. You just assume like they
The
think it was the
seeds
Hawk.
of fortune.
Also, I was really into the star from Spear. I was like, ah, this kind of makes sense. Like, go for the
Right.
kill, but then they just get like double the turnaround comes through and a rough start here, 9-1. Oh, the Navi's trying
And now the toss back. They find Tokyo trying to jump away and will get sweet and strong very low. Doesn't actually die to the tower. So some retribution there, but I'm going to be honest, it doesn't feel great right now. If you're not feeling great about that kill.
You need so much of for this game, and that's a tough ask from a Void. He is closing in on the Morbid Mask, which will make him a little bit more relevant in terms of being able to farm and then come breaking. So that will be nice. And he also got possessed mask, so actually they're kind of fine. If he didn't possess mask, it'd be a
Radiant's
lot
middle
worse.
tower is under attack.
RNG neutrals. It makes it's the
Dire
first
are
neutral
scanning.
item that they got.
Yeah.
This is the one they absolutely had to get.
Yeah.
The other thing is both on their
Spider
team,
left
like
asking.
right, who's on their team jungle. You know, like not really anybody. They don't want to keep lanes pushed
Radiant's
out.
middle tower is under attack.
Die.
Damn.
Die.
Yes.
Well,
Speaking of that, is you know, sometimes we get to the point where you're in the draft and you're like, oh, they don't have any support to push out lanes or any heroes that really push out lanes. Navi are like the fastest lane ever.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Navi's
attack.
lanes are just absolutely fantastic.
catapult mid too. Just did to get a very sick hit also. So now another great item for Team Spirit that try and slow down this
Radiant
pressure
are
that's coming
scanning.
in.
Radiant's
They're going to
middle
do whatever they
tower
want.
is under attack.
Shot ends up on Sweden Strong, and he's going to get punished for this. So Solo forward, trying to Tokyo low on mana.
It's such a big kill because they're getting rid of the face void as well. Like typically in this situation, the team will like smoke up and bring Eero. That's what you would do, right? You know, we got to use this Chrono to do something, but they managed to follow that play without needing to bring him in. So he's busy farming, trying to get back. He's the lowest point of the game still, and that is just not where you can be in this match as the Faceless Void. So he needs everything they can give him. And funny, I keep imagining, what was that game? Was that Outsiders versus One Move where we had this matchup, I think, right? And we all the Rubik versus the Veto. It's exactly what happened too.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, it's a weird thing that's going on. I think that I have this theory about like Veto versus Rubik as a matchup, which is like can get the wards can be just as annoying as Veto is. As we're gonna see Clockwork jump in, he's not gonna get that kill at all. Instead, Chrono and Dpc came in as well. They're gonna get him, although maybe not. A small one last hit was there. They also stole teleportation from Navi, so they can look for more if they want. Solos drops on the board, and yeah, they all run away. Maybe up top, Collapse dead? I'm not gonna get a chance to talk about.
No, you're really not. That attempt to kill as well, that's they're trying to be the 9 Clockwork, right? They have solo on the Clockwork, but the Prophet just brings in the Orchid. So just, there you go. But unfortunately for them, Mapochka was on point, and they're in time with the turned up.
So my theory again about this Rubik matchup is that it as they're
keep going, let's go.
He's in trouble. He's gonna die. My theory is that the Rubik dies. Really strong. No more abilities for him. He gets the jump away from last second and solo. Try to look out and then just save himself. Dude, absolute madness mid. But Navi's coming on top again.
I thought Solo was feeding. I thought he was so dead diving that tower, and then he pushed back and smokes in case of pretty cool. I'll give him that.
Yeah. Sweet. Strong. Almost there.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Chrono able to jump. Oh, as I'm gonna say, it's like Venom is super annoying, but then like eventually the team gets pissed off and angry. They just jump Venom, and then he just poison you. For Rubik, he's pissed off, and then they just come and kill you. You don't have that deterrent of a giant team fight ultimate that makes it so the rest of your team cleans up. And so like Mira's annoying to play against when he gets wards, but they can kind of just run them, I feel like.
We've had a fantastic ward placed at nearby Soul inside the Radiant Mini. So he was smoked up and placed it, but then he gets spotted back on this, back on the ramp, moving back in towards the jungle. So, gonna be curious if Team Spirit can find this ward, as it gives you so much info. Like watching where the characters are going is probably one of the most underrated things you can do in Dota, honestly.
Yeah, it is very, and I mean, to be fair, the other thing is that Team Spirit are very much stuck in like a very tight area for where they can actually farm, with the exception of a potion that's on out. Tries to get some do they have it? Yes.
See, they're pinging.
Yeah.
They ping for. Oh, sorry. I know this fight's happening. I don't care though.
Okay.
See, Toronto, I think the word's here, so they're looking for it. Will he check the high ground? Oh, don't reveal it. It means strong.
Thank you.
The ward.
Yeah, looks like it. They did block Ancient, which is at least something.
Radiant's middle
Folks are doing a good
tower
job of
is
trying to deny some amount of farm there. Being strong to ward down. This is with his vision sentry. And it feels like Navi trying to put a bit of chokehold on this game by shutting down the areas that he's allowed to farm. We're on that Clockwork with the battery. Kill your to the down there.
It's good point. You can actually contest with it. Typically, they were like a big problem for Clockwork because they just tanked a bunch of your battery salt. But now, with the amount of bounty you get, farm that. Might as well hook shot it, honestly. 50 seconds.
I'm down. You heard it here first. Chrono, ready. There is a hold by Navi though. They're seeing all of this movement.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Team
attack.
Spirit does also have a Hawk though, right on top of a lot of these heroes up by the outpost too.
I guess the other thing is that
Dire's top tower is
has
under
his
attack.
ops
Radiant's
down
middle
now.
tower is under attack.
Hooked up behind the void there, ready to go. And Ruben all also setting down some vision in the mid lane as Collapse is playing around that area, just trying to send out these Veno wards to stop the pressure coming in toward the tier 2 tower.
Yo, Sweden strong?
Look at Crown Tokyo goes to the
Radiant's
jump away
middle tower is
and
under attack.
slowed down enough. Blaze moves into position that they're going to be fine. Up top, Collapse. They get the green light.
Radiant's
So
bottom
inside
tower is
the
under
TP out.
attack.
Hook shot. Great.
Die.
Okay.
Radiant's
And,
bottom tower is under
and
attack.
again, very good for Navi. Everything that they could want right now.
Yeah.
With answers.
The question is, what does Navi need for that like next step? Because they have a very fast lineup, right? Anytime you have a coddle, that's kind of what it's gonna turn out being. I like KB next for that's fair to say. Jump. Big toss.
Poshka taking a lot of damage, and you have a spirit vessel from no one as well. Try to all the dots off of him. Will it be enough? No. Get the kill. Product shield was back up just a second too late.
This is where that matchup definitely turns a little bit, right? Like I think in the lane it makes sense to help out the faces forward a little bit. Didn't really end up saving his lane that much, so maybe it was kind of a bad pick in that regard. But it feels like Veno just can't react. It's like your Aphotic shield, like sure, you're
Radiant's
removing, like,
bottom tower is under
damage and
attack.
stuff, but it doesn't really feel worth it.
Well, and you've got so many instances of the dots coming in too on different. You can only
Radiant's
Aphotic
bottom
shield so
tower
many
has
people.
fallen.
It's a problem. For now, at least, Navi continued dominance, and it is pretty much not looked like if the answer
Coming in.
solo hunting, trying to Mira won't quite connect there. Let's have the Sentry Ward to lay down too.
The seeds of fortune.
This invis room getting some value there.
Jackpot.
And he'll just make it back to his own side though. Mira not risking anything. It's gonna.
Oh, there we go. That was well played. They needed that. Get on the board.
Your elements.
Oh my god, are they gonna Roche? Oh, that's huge.
Hey, you need this.
This is so big. Oh man, are they gonna be able to come and contest? I mean, Blaze has Force ulti level 2.
Yeah, they have no curse out here, so it's slow.
They gotta be careful throwing them out. Wards over there. Mira still trying to play intercept here. Does have the toss away. Tosses it over to the Pochka. Somebody that can't go for the Nova. What a play.
No hard commitment here. V has the blink though. He's strong. He doesn't like what he sees. Nice. That's gonna stop the chase for sure.
Yeah. All right. Aegis on the Void. That is what Team Spirit needed. How quickly things turn.
And Navi, I think, just not really panicking. Just sort of waiting for some of these bigger items like the BKB on the Nation Soft and the Call are done now. And they weren't like, quite in position. They also really fast. So like they get their BKB and they're like, yeah, I can get a Scythe though, right? Like he's already up to 1,400 gold. I do think that the pace at which they're accelerating to match, Aegis is great because it's gonna stop like solo pickoffs in between where they're just like jumping in, killing one here and stuff, and they won't be as keen to do that as Navi. But when this Aegis ends, I feel like there's gonna be such an item power from Navi that Team Spirit need to get like some Chrono kills during this.
Definitely. Yeah, the game otherwise is just going to completely get out of hand. And again, the Plague Ward battles that are going on between Rubik and Veno are going to be helpful. It's allowing Rubik to sort of try to scale up in terms of farm. Also, wants to get into the Aghanim Shard. And eventually, when these fights come out, they need to find a way to actually hit the Chrono on those key heroes.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
For me, the main problem I see that having Team Spirit was this. I mean, honestly, it's probably the Faceless Void pick in itself. Unfortunately, with our line, he is on a good lane because they sort of trap themselves. I think Beastmaster Zeus is a really good laning duo. I like the Zeus 4. I think oftentimes you'll pick like a hero that can flex between 4 and mid, but usually you like want it to be the mid, right? Unless he gets a bad matchup. But I think Zeus is the opposite way. I think overall right now, you'd actually prefer Zeus to 4. But what ends up happening is they look at the support duo and they go, oh, we can't handle this Venom. Let's put the Zeus mid because he can do all right versus the Coddle, and we'll take out this Abba. And it almost feels like that was kind of a trap. Like, I feel like Zeus 4, that's basically the same stuff. And right now they have one less playmaker on your team than you typically would.
Right. Yeah, it's like if you want to run that Zeus, you need to pick a stronger hero in the lane that can't get abused by a Veno or something else like that. Because otherwise you're in some trouble, definitely. And, well, I mean, they have been able to buy themselves some time, but without a doubt, this is a dangerous couple of minutes coming up here pretty soon. We've got 2 minutes left on the Aegis. And Chrono almost looks at BTB, so that again will be a nice little window for them to, you know, make sure that they can get something done. But you've got things that interrupt. You know, Hookshot is there. If you try and like BKB TP out or something. Oh man, if they could think of it with this DD, this would be great. I really want to see this. Yeah, smoke up, they're going. Side collapse is the one that's caught right at the start. He's going to get off the Tiny though. How he dies, only coming out afterwards from the Zeus and out. There's no better ulti. They can look for more. Chrono is down. They find Leggy. He is going to be another pick. Now, Solo also in trouble. Going to get the hook shot away. Still keeping vision, but they can't chase any further.
That's great though. They have a couple of kills during this Aegis. It can last for just enough to get Chrono back. Couple seconds short, but really it just means that he can still be a little bit out there on the map and have some chance of his allies helping him.
It does suck to lose collapse at the start, but you know how it goes.
One of your cores is getting sacked, I think, in these fights.
Yeah. And if Veno ulti's one here, you're going to be with that. But maybe done in a second. Entire time of push is waiting behind, just ready to save Yadro. And Zeus going in for the Aghanim Scepter after the 4th. Hunt. So, Queen Strong jumps the other direction. Off back, forces ready, and the jump away. He's fine. He's doing, wants to chase. Oh, maybe he's not fine. Okay, he's not fine. Not okay. Yeah, although they find me too. Pretty good trade.
That's because of the 4-staff and the jump, right? Like, yeah. Sure, they have the ability to keep up and catch because of the 4-staff on Solo as well, but dragging him back that far, that 4-staff first by Trump Tokyo just killed that instant.
Turns out delay, trying to kill him off. Still has Aegis for another 5 seconds. Shield takes off the D, but he is going to region off the back of this. It was a good attempt by Navi to catch him.
E-blade, okay. Alright. Not going for the scythe. No one with the big damage. I actually like that because they have the blink tiny. They have lots of control. I think we just like how you go high ground this game is probably one of the harder parts. So just get a little damage, kill all the heroes.
Right up top of Mira. They have him tossed back afterwards. Has a full stack just delivered. Mira tries to get out. Robotic shield save. Turns now on this. Able to get the jump in. Yadro finds him. They do get the poison Nova in the end. But Spirit will retreat out of there. So again, these 4-staff getting a ton of value for Team Spirit.
And thing of value was lost.
Yeah. I mean, he knows.
He knows his place.
Right.
Gotta prop those cores up, make him have a good game here.
You know, something about Team Spirit, when it comes to mid-game dynamics, they start just making good play after good play, it feels like, and find their ways back in the game. Do you feel the tide turning? Like, I'm starting to feel better and better about the way this game is looking for Spirit.
It is kind of crazy how the lead just is not growing that much up, but how quickly you can. Like, I would expect them. Like, why top towers slide, for example?
Right.
Do they just not?
Radiant's
keep warring behind them?
Has been killed.
It's hard to believe. If it was any other team, I would still just not believe the Radiant lineup. Like, I think that if it takes a mistake, That's why it's so difficult, but, you know, maybe...
Radiant's top
They're
tower is under
going
attack.
to spread out again, farm up. They're giving up that bottom or their top tower. Like, well, Gato needs to farm across the map. He is also
has been killed.
going to be a couple of minutes here watching when the next
Radiant's
vision
top
plays
tower is
around the
under
road
attack.
pit.
Radiant's top
Navi
tower
obviously
has
have
fallen.
the benefit of the wards, but you've got the Beastmaster Hawk also to contend with. BKB done for
Radiant's
Beast.
top tower is under attack.
You know what I really like in terms of itemization this game is V2 going for this nullifier. Because he was thinking about going for the Silver Edge, but
Dire's
all the
bottom
force
tower is under
stacking,
attack.
right?
Radiant's top tower is under
Team
attack.
Spirit. He's like, you know, if I just get a
Dire's
nullifier,
structures
we can
are
stop this
fortified.
happening.
Right. Yeah, nice up. They're gonna
Dire's bottom tower
top
has
tower
fallen.
looks like Team Spirit.
Radiant's
And
top
now
tower
it's smoke
has
up,
fallen.
running cross map.
Dire's
They
bottom
do
tower
have
is under
TP
attack.
if they get, but they're gonna try and catch them here with collapse push and Yaguro.
Radiant's bottom tower
I think is
is under
flying out to
attack.
him right now. Also, they'll have Nimbus on top of ulti
Dire
ready to go.
are
This is
scanning.
gonna be a
Radiant's
boatload of
bottom
damage
tower
coming through
has
here.
fallen.
Fine, have it right at the start. Plays. Get about don't. No, they won't go for it.
Radiant's top
Play by
tower
Sweet
is
strong.
under attack.
Yeah, really kind of broke up the threat there. Lay out there. Yeah, Toronto Tokyo. 10k gold shard, but it is a Zeus.
Radiant's
You
top
catch them
tower
without
is
these
under attack.
KBs, mate. That is just what's needed.
Yeah, see the Hawk pass by, so it's on the Roche sees that it does not respawn yet. We're able to send one Hawk through all of that mess. Still a tier 1 tower remaining in the mid lane too. That's going to be a little bit rough for them. Follow. Disrupt. Nothing. Plays. Steals Plague Wards. Nobody. They've started this one. Now trying to jump for Lays. They have back on Abbott if they want to take it. They chase. They look for more. KB is ready. Sweet and strong. Down and dead. Hanging on top of ends up falling, and with the flyback on Ab, they have great setup now. Keep the pressure on and go take Roche.
He's so patient. Between Navi's and the early game that's getting coordinated right and just like panicking, chilling out with the KB. Managed to take out 2 and the turn just by the buyback.
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, he doesn't have what? But he can start throwing up those words. I think that's going to be the goal.
Chrono, though, they think they lose if Team Spirit get this.
Trying to wait as long as possible. Gale is out now. They drop down the Nimbus on top of this. A couple Plague Worms dropped in the pit. Hook shot. Nice near the rest of the press. Yadro takes it down. Aegis on the deck, and he picks it up. Sweet and strong right in front. He did manage to find one, but Lay's gonna get caught. This is going to be a dieback as they look for more. Sweet and strong. He got the Aghanim shard, but you wanted more than that in that fight.
These two just working Toronto Tokyo.
Yeah,
Like, what are you gonna do about it? Alright, okay. I see what's happening.
Structures are fortified.
I mean, they
Dire's middle tower
in that
is under
regard, at
attack.
least. But I mean, they lost a lot in that fight.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
This is like the strategy for Stiga. I just take their buildings. What are you gonna do?
Oh, maybe he didn't get the Aghanim shard. Maybe it was Void that got it. Couldn't tell.
Yes, Void. Well, he didn't have it when I checked before.
Okay.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Aghanim he dropped in base. Yeah. So they bought one there. So the Aghanim shard is in the pit right now of
nice.
of fire. But
Yeah, the Sweet Shark did get
Dire's
it.
structures are fortified.
find one. Here comes the lift up. Find Solo. He's gonna drop here.
Dire's
Damn.
middle tower is under
Ain't
attack.
too much damage for Sap. Maybe not Glimmer, never mind. What am I talking about? Someone's never gonna die.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
This is so interesting. We're playing a 4 in a 1v1. All right, so the rest of the heroes are all battling each other, but meanwhile, it's just Chrono versus V2. Keeping these two lanes pushed. He doesn't want any creeps to hit his base.
I mean, that is one thing that's going to be scary. The potential to push and even like go try and backdoor tier 4, just like that. We've seen teams give up like big leads in this way, and I think Navi are still in an incredible strong position. We'll find out.
It's a good one though. Nice. You know, Team Spirit suddenly they went from being the like getting crushed in the lane. It was like 9-1 or something like that at the start of this game. To a big lead from Navi, but then really just holding on, keeping that lead very, very stable all the way from I don't know, about like what 15 minutes until almost 25, 30. It was just the same gap that was between the two teams. But slowly over time, Team Spirit have just been clawing back this game. In terms of just like who you expect to win, and that's why I would agree with Dota Plus. I do think they're favored. You know, the 6K deficit, like at this point, they just have the better team fight. You start to see these heroes fall off a little bit. The BKB can be very, very important for Faceless Void as well as the Beastmaster, and then Zeus obviously just doesn't even have to be really that involved. Just still get putting on the damage engagements. And Navi can feel it. They're starting to play a little bit cheap, a bit more on playing creeps more than the heroes, it would seem.
Find one Chrono with the arcane rune. Oh, is it enough though? Blow him up before the ult comes out. Lays roar drops literally everything off this Venom, but he's fine. It's away, but BKB might not be strong. Tries to see out, wants to get out of there. BKB, he's gone. Is nobody from Navi gonna die? What is happening? All right, toss back onto one. Yakuro gets hit. Now the fall on the Goblin, keeping Solo inside of the ball, but eventually dies. All right, the E-Blade answer is pretty good. They need to get a nullifier on this Spirit.
Well, into E-Blade, but then Zeus like drops the Nimbus. Like, it is kind of frightening to E-Blade save versus a Zeus lineup, and well, V2.
Look at it.
They just grab his next creep wave.
Pushing in, that tier 2's dead, which means all these creeps start doing damage to that tier 3, and it's gonna keep ramping up.
Radiant into that fight, so they lost a little bit of their base safety as he tried to finish off Lice there on the Venomancer. That was crazy. I can't believe he lived. He also didn't immediately Lotus Orb after too, like right before the roar.
Right.
That could have helped a little bit, perhaps, but either way, man just survived. So, Aeon Disc next wants to make it even more difficult. He just wants to ensure his ulti. Every Venomancer's end goal, of course.
Plus side of that for Spirit is that they're going to have Chrono back up again because of the arcane rune. So maybe can make some type of a play around that here in a second. Just hit the level
Radiant's middle
20,
tower is under attack.
Now leashes on top of the nullifier.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Perfect. Okay, how good is it this game?
They have a bunch of
Very,
forces
very
already.
good versus Zeus, right? Does that it forces him to use the Force Staff first? That won't really matter, I guess.
They also have 2 other Force Staffs, and then they'll also have Veno lift. So
Thank you.
a little meh. Aegis about to respawn, or your flame brother?
Die.
Good one. Good
Die.
game. That's what we like to see here, you know? A very interesting dynamic match of back and forth of who's controlling things, and a couple different conditions for victory for both sides.
True.
A pause like this at this kind of moment is pretty crazy too, because you finally get to sort of like take a summary of your team of like how this game has gone, like have a little breakdown of just like, okay, where are we at? How do we simplify this game? Because in the end, communication obviously very, very important in Dota, and one thing that helps communication is simplifying things, simplifying terms, as made of course by OG. You know, we're the cat, they're the mice, that kind of deal. Right now, Team Spirit definitely cats, Navi definitely mice, running around, trying to keep these waves all pushed in, and try and sort of whittle their way to a victory here. Whereas Team Spirit are at the point where they just kind of want to grab him and choke him out. They want to take the victory, like a cat obviously does to a mouse. I have watched Tom and Jerry.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
You should have used the claws more, to be honest.
Yeah, you know. Well, you should have went to the store and bought like mouse traps.
Oh.
I feel like that he had, you know, like opposable thumbs, and I feel like he could kind of get stuff done.
So look at this man. Clean ancients with the battery assault. Collapse. He just got
too far.
Now look a little bit. But they do find Solo trying to hook shot out, not going to happen. The body blocks are there after the dive bomb, and in fact, Sweetie Strong also in trouble. And we'll have him caught as well. So a couple quick kills as the Aegis expires.
Couple of mics.
Even though Navi has the cold lead, I mean, it's still looking pretty good for Spirit.
Yeah, I think it has most certainly turned. It's at the point now where it's going to be V-Tune, just finding some crazy play.
Yeah.
And that's similar to when he just like took the racks during the Roche fight. I think that's the kind of opportunity they're expecting in the next Roche fight as well. Light's just trying to get the Aeon Disc as well to hopefully get off that big Poison Nova at the big Roche fight that'll be coming up soon. And then perhaps eventually an Aghanim Scepter will be great too.
Oh yeah. No, that item is
Dire's bottom tower is under
valuable.
attack.
Too much damage. But right now, Hawk scouting out where V-Tune might have been. Chrono Tokyo trying to get to that 25. I'm assuming he wants to go taking damage just to try and help this, like, you know, defensive split push. But I guess this, you know, lightning bolt talent could be pretty good for that as well.
Yeah, that's true actually.
He's actually going Octra Core. I think that he has the full thing completed now. And looking to jump right at the start. That is the Aeon Disc prop. Yadro jumps back in, able to find him. He's out after the bridge. Gotta be careful. Hook shot. Follow up. Push back. Yadro gets the BKB and then jump away. Flipped everyone. Hey, but manages to get out of there. V-Tune dies. Chrono Tokyo finds him with collapse in the bottom lane. Not bad.
Wow, I would have thought they'd have the chains done between the scythe and everything else, but just not quite enough between the tiny and the clockwork.
Something went a little bit different there from the way that they wanted it to. And Roche people responding in about 40 seconds. BKB will be back up for Chrono at that point. But this lead dwindling even further, and can definitely feel Team Spirit in control of this one at this point.
So close. He's finding it very really would have set him back too towards that next item, and potentially even force him to buy back Roche timing too here. At the very least, it'll be back in time, so we'll have our full heroes for the fight. And more importantly, V-Tune will be up and alive for when the actual Roche thing happens. But the worst case scenario has now occurred for Navi, because Roche is respawning and their creep waves are not past the river.
Oh, they still 2.5.
Oh, okay,
long
never mind.
response.
We got a big, yeah, we're good.
Yadro, Chrono, way to jump. Thought about a toss. Didn't have a target to throw it to. Sweet and strong. Now has to walk away as Laze is slowed down. But Poison Sink got in, finds Collapse, trying to get him off. But Yadro jumps in to help out his buddy. Collapse gets out of there. Now over onto Solo. He's waiting to get strong, but dead eventually. Finds the kill there.
Zeus.
And you can see immediately everybody just runs to the sidelines. Push him out. Get out of it.
Oh, which a great word from Team Spirit down ball in there too. Like keeping an eye on these kind of movements, because you never get deboarded, right? Like they're sort of low value because like maybe they don't wind up catching you in big hero, but sometimes you do get a match and otherwise you just get good vision of where someone like V2 is running around.
That one too. Oh, wait a minute. Lifted, save, pushed up low, pop gold, tries to run away. Thunder God's Wrath afterwards. Sweet and strong dead. Blade. What about going in? I am not sure. Going for more. Still leaving Chrono.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
He like zap, and he's just like, yo, stop. Like, disable help. Make sure this goblin doesn't keep e-boing me.
Still a minute until back up again. Yeah, it's the double-edged sword, definitely. They don't have that like other big save on their just gonna send in the trance to the
Radiant's
top
top
lane.
tower is under attack.
Keep on beating into that tier 3 tower. Trump, you have to go and deal with now. Down, more and lower.
Yeah, they do die so fast with that 25 talent that you're talking about. That is ridiculous. And an, you know, course here, Arc Lightning is back every 1.6 seconds.
Right. 20. Capture.
Dire's top
Face
tower
with Void
is under
now.
attack.
Finished off Satanic, going in for line next.
Man, we waited so long for a Faceless Void con. He can backtrack. That's
Yeah, that still doesn't happen, is it? Oh, Roach spawns right away for him. And this is a refresher shard. Can not be contest. They gotta start building up these plague boards right away. It's hard, but they need to come and contest this one. They can't give it up for free. Clockwork angle. They spot him right away. Collapse is there to break it. They're not going to go away, and they end up intercepting it. Found he's in trouble now. Going to get absolutely obliterated. That's the kill with dive bomb. And just nothing gained on the map twice.
too many units, you know? He's throwing boards around. He's got his helm, his body himself, trying to make sure there was no chance for Solo to get in there.
Dire are scanning.
Yeah. Navi, again, recognize there's no way they can contest this, so they just need to stay nice and cool, nice chill, and wait until Team Spirit crosses the river. They need to make sure that it's going to be as punishing as possible, and there's really some sort of a cheeky possibility. I like the drums on Sweet and Strong.
Right.
I think we that mindset of just like, we need to cheat them. We're not beating them straight
Dire's
up.
top tower is under attack.
And shoved out and then punished and maybe bot in at some point.
They'll have bot. That's recall, right? On no one.
Oh yeah.
So
Okay.
he can come in with an Agent Prophet too at the same time.
I like it.
Solo will be hooked to the team here to try and stop any important TPs.
I see. Put it together. This is the way it happens.
Yeah, Tiny has drums, he'll the boots wearing, and he needs to buy just like, you know, something buildings. And he needs to he just buys shard. Just help out.
Yeah, it's actually not bad. The boots at variants are definitely going to be. I want to see what 25 talent B-Tune goes for eventually if he takes the 2.5 times.
The seeds of fortune.
Mitch. It honestly might not be worth it with the Zoo.
Yeah.
He just cleared through him so quickly regardless.
Kind of my thoughts too.
Got blazed. Flicker. Get away. Oh no.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Load. Get away. Ooh, avalanche. Wants to run. No. We all know it. Mira? Fine, Solo.
Radiant
Trying to take a straight play, but it's not going to happen. And turns on to Toronto. Okay, maybe it will. Jumps forward into the more damage than TPK's Dagon. And now Hero also going to get brought down. Freaking easy.
Pros are owning.
It does work better when you click it. That is true. All right. Big kill.
Radiant's middle
Soul,
tower is
even with
under
minimal
attack.
items, this hero still pretty fighting. Able to help turn things there. That's me. The Spirit also can't pressure with the A. This is that idea. That's too much. Getting past the river. If you don't stay tight, like staying tight as Team Spirit, I have a hard time losing a fight. But
Yeah.
I think a little bit split like this.
Right. It can go south very quickly. I still am very hesitant to think this like starts swinging back the other direction. You know, maybe 60-minute mark or something like that. We can start seeing some crazy things happen. Maybe. Who knows?
It kind of does feel like a game in that era where it just over time it feels like Spirit. Well, yeah, it feels like they should get stronger. Maybe. Yeah.
Oh no, man.
a long path to grow and big actually. Despite having it called grow.
Right. And I guess that the other thing is, I like that, by the way.
Yeah, except I said talent instead of skills. I really blew it. It's top there, the commentary.
I think it worked.
Really good job, yeah.
I think one thing that's going to be interesting is after eventually
Radiant
will
again.
on the creep here. Oh, it's too far though. Look shot.
In my heart.
If they do manage to like get a good fight and like be on the right side of the map, the Beastmaster aura is gonna kill towers super quick.
Back on Team Navi though. I did not think we would rely to the Agnes. He has the Agnes. I'm back.
Okay.
I'm shifted. Navi's got this. Let's go. Team Venom eggs.
I mean, it's scary. I love this item, but he also has to be able to get good ultis off, I feel like.
Yeah, but now he's inspired.
They got Zeus refresher. There's no way. There's no way they would have fight. It can't happen. They need
Venom,
like,
you know that you're better than this.
I do. Sure, or anything. So he's strong.
Scouting.
Bang bang.
Blood from a stone.
Oh right, I forgot his roar is 20 seconds with Octarine Core.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts with Zeus. It's just like free kills.
So the primal roar cool down minus 25 seconds at 25, and then also Octarine.
And he uses spell too. So he's roar.
Yeah, that's insane.
Pull roots and run.
Aeon does. Veno ulti. GG.
My man is Fusro dying.
He really is. He is the beast.
Dova King. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been like 11 years. 11, you know? They dropped that game.
I got it when it came out.
There's almost 11 different platforms you can play it on
Yeah.
at this point. You know?
Dire's bottom tower is under
You know,
attack.
never beat it. I played all of the side missions, but I never finished the main
Dire's
quest.
top
I mean,
tower
to be honest,
is under attack.
That's fair.
Well, okay, I don't know about various
Dire's top
morality
tower
issues
is
with you
fallen.
though. So like, you tell me you didn't go see Pathornax at the end?
Invisibility.
Oh
I
damn,
am.
dude. All right. Well, next stream, guys, Lyrical beats Skyrim. It's gonna be hype.
Finders, keepers.
Pushing in all the lanes now, Trent. This is turning a scary and scarier. The solo clockwork is about to stop, and on the other side, Mira hooked down it in and found no one. Rarely seen, but much appreciated, and needs to back the hell out of there. Almost had Roar on cooldown again. But yeah, even the split push is starting to be denied out of Navi.
That's what they want you to do.
Okay.
Approach the base. They beg of you. Come meet your poison fate.
They smoked underneath that ward, or underneath that hawk rather. Lapushka still no cares, just goes and gets the outpost. No fear.
Grab up there. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool.
no, we'll see. I have to get him.
Fell.
Blade won't save him. I'm looking for more. No, we'll find it. Dude, this void, when you get to this level, it's just so hard to deal with. Now he passed it up.
Hey. I do like that Venn diagram of Nimbus. That was pretty good.
I am renewed.
Scary.
If you are a Navi fan, you're hoping for a virtual instant road for you. I feel like you just take the nature of the buyback and you try for the Zeus ult. They can refresh for the Chrono. That's really relevant.
Well,
Go
wait,
for
is that
me.
refresh I heard?
Yeah,
Dire's bottom tower
he
is
jumped
under
in by the
attack.
shop. He refreshes Chrono, so they won't know that that's well, I mean, they're gonna see that he's missing charge. So. And it's a medium length. Everyone will be back up. All the spells will be back up at this point. By the time we're done.
Dire are scanning.
And 7k old lead now, but more important than that
Dire's
is
bottom
just the
tower
complete
is under
dominance
attack.
they've had across the map. And like there's you just can't be comfortable pushing out any of these ways. Sweet Strong did break a TP onto a creep wave there.
Yeah. By the secret top. So far by Spirit, this could be something to set up on. Nature's Prophet is now back alive. So, unusual for someone wander over here at this point in the game and actually lose big parts of your map control just trying to get an item.
Certainly. And we just heard there too, the relocate being used by no one now to get Sweet Strong back with the rest of the team. So this is the other part of it. Like you've got way more maneuverability on Navi, these late game scenarios with NP, with Coddle Recall. They've got some different ways to make this work for themselves, and they're all heading up top.
Dude, it's like a black hole. It's pulling everyone in across the map.
They're underneath. They see the vision. They wanted to play around that ward, but a good check of it by Spirit, and both respawns.
Oh, and look at that. The second after the Zeus ulti, they instantly smoke.
Yeah, ready to go. Round 2. They do have Refresher ready. And an Arcane Rune now on Faceless Void.
It's so zippy.
Smoke also.
Every 3.2 seconds. And he has the back jump too.
All right, they take off TP cooldown, level 25 on Nature's Prophet, pushing out bottom. Chrono Tokyo shows. Can't get back to his team that quickly as Team Spirit hunting, trying to find somebody over here. Ward.
The Ward.
Needs to get out of there. They find him. Round 2. BKB needs to get out of there. Do they get him? Roar. It's out of time. Oh no. B2 gets caught. B2 gets killed. Oh, that hurt.
That Ward had like 10 seconds left. That's insane. That Ward we talked about like 7 minutes ago.
And they still save Chrono also. Like, that's huge. They have buyback on MP. He could go for something here if they want to fight this. But Lays goes for the flicker. Wait, what? Tossing him in. Looking for more. Lays, get out of there, my man. He's in trouble. Aeon just down. He pops all the and he's going to let this one go. They will give up everybody at this point. Strong also going to be controlled. Can Mira find no one even? No, maybe instead they find a turnaround, but the lift up. Mira saving himself with the charge. They all have buyback. They're going to need it.
I come late. I return.
First one to buyback. Buyback's on everybody except for the Nature's Prophet. Team Spirit, they want to get them all. E-Blade. Combo out. Rooted. Chrono. What the hell? He might finish though, Lays. He gets out of there. He is done. No buyback. Can't get out of this one though. Can they kill him off? No. The force that comes out is enough to make sure that the boys can get away. And with no Venom ulti, didn't get a chance to catch him. Team Spirit, they are ready to take the rest of these racks. They don't want to go to 60 minutes. They want to end it here. Roar lifted. Sweet Strong is going to die. They have the head of the void. Doesn't matter. Another force staff. The great answer for the Sprout lead. As no one is going to. Deacon is going to die. He is all Team Spirit. That's so
Dyer's middle tower is under attack.
Just an excellent identifying what it was going to take for them to win, and also what Navi had to do to try to take this victory here. Like the earliness of which Toronto Tokyo just decided